Hey, people, I want to let you know something. There's the question that goes unasked so much, but it needs to be answered really. Why invest in real estate? What's the big deal? And you go, well, real estate's the big deal. It's everything. I'm going to answer that way ahead of time. Real estate isn't the only thing to invest in. I hate to break the bubble, but it should be invested in if you can afford it and you're young enough and you are able to buy in a market that is welcoming. California is not welcoming. New York is not welcoming, et cetera, et cetera. You know the markets. But the main thing is you have to understand there are 2 or 3 things you can invest in besides real estate. But today we're going to talk why real estate. Now, my dad owned a real estate company. I listed my first house when I was 18 and a half years old in 1969 or 70. It was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1 or 2 car garage, I forget. Small little California lot. 18.5. FHA, VA. I didn't do a conventional loan until I was in my 20s. Now, that same house I found out, actually the same floor plan on the same street, different house, is for sale for $675. You can't make that up. $675. And that's why you buy real estate in a welcoming market. Now, 18.5 was welcoming. Heck, 200, 300, 400 was welcoming. For investment properties, 500 and 600 was welcoming. $1 million for a 70-year-old duplex? Not so much. And people have to pay attention and stop saying, I have to be able to drive to the property. No, you don't. You have to be able to retire on it. That's all you've got to think about. You can buy management. You can buy expertise. That's why I'm here. There's all kinds of things you can buy and still make money. You can't buy a duplex 70 years old, built in the Korean freaking War for $1 million. You just can't do it, and it's a ridiculous conversation. Okay? So we agree on that. Now, the main thing is you invest in real estate today for the same reason you invest in real estate since forever. You're investing in it going up. You want it to go up in value. End of sentence. Everything else is blah, blah, blah. So what happens is, as it goes up, if it goes up enough, you can look into trading it for something else, something better, maybe in another market, maybe not even in the same state, okay? Now, most notable common denominator is if it's a red or a blue state. I know I pound this home all the time. I cannot reiterate it enough. If it's a blue state, you need to stop. No more talking. You're done. You're either selling property in a blue state or you're not selling. You're not buying. You are not buying in a blue state. End of sentence. The reason is, right now, the median price of a home is $1 million. The median income, household income in San Diego is $99,000. You can't finance $500,000 on $99,000. Case closed. Okay? I'm saying this in a million different ways. You have to realize you just can't. Blue state means stop. Okay? Now, one of the biggest mistakes people make in their retirement is that they invest for cash flow when they're making so much money at work. Sometimes it's them and their wives, sometimes it's just them. But the bottom line is they're saving money. They're living their lives. They're saving money. They're having kids. They're buying and selling new and used cars. You don't need cash flow. You need cash flow in 30, 40 years. What you need now is capital growth. Say it again after me. Capital growth. The more capital growth you have, the more the return that you're going to get makes. So if your return is 8%, 8% on $2 million of equity is a lot more than 8% on 800,000. Can we all say, duh? Now, it gets no more complicated than that. Sure, some of the things we do get sophisticated and a little complicated, and you need an expert to do it for you. I understand. But what you're doing is simple. You're buying low, you're selling high later, you're doing a tax-deferred exchange sometimes, blah, 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 yada, yada. You just can't say it enough. You're investing in real estate for cash flow in retirement. Until you get close to retirement, and I'm going to say that's going to be 1 to 3 years, you're all about growth, capital growth. If you hardly make any cash flow, but you know you're going to get the growth, go for it, big guy. Go for it. It doesn't get any better than that. The idea is to grow capital. Grow capital. I cannot underline it enough. And do not do it. I want to underline this. I never said this in my first 50 years. Well, my first 45 years in the business. And it'll be 55 this October. Red states only. Blue states have just ruined real estate investment. It's not that you can't buy low on a lot of blue states, but there's no guarantee. There's no guarantee it's going to go up in a red state, but you're a lot surer of it than you are in a blue state these days, by far. I would not put any of my clients, I've not put any of my money in a blue state. I have never put my money in a blue state unless it was California. And most of my career in California, it was a red state. I just can't tell you how important capital growth is 10 times more than cash flow when you're younger. You're investing for retirement income. Retirement income. That's it in a nutshell. It's not any more complicated than that. Now, I'm going to go much more into this real estate investing in another show. But if you got the main principle here, cash flow in retirement, not cash flow when you're young. Capital growth. See you later.